In today's episode of the McTaggart Attack Podcast, I, Kevin McTaggart, tell a heartwarming story about why I'm not Catholic anymore. I hope you enjoy it. But before you go hear it, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button. Or if you're listening to this, subscribe, rate, and review. And I'm probably going to mention that later too, because why not? Anyway, enjoy the lovely story. This podcast episode is coming out on December 25th, 2020, Christmas Day, 2020. And I think that it's a good time to tell this story because it's 20 years since this story took place. And I feel like it's a good time to bring it up. It's a timely episode, especially because it's a Christmas miracle of sorts, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It might not be a Christmas miracle. Who knows? I guess it's your own opinion about it being a Christmas miracle. So, in the year 2000, around Christmas, year 2000, at the time I was living in Tallahassee, Florida. I graduated college about 2 years prior and was still working in Tallahassee, Florida because I didn't want to move back home. I eventually did. Still there. If you'd like to contribute to the Get Kevin the Fuck Out of His Parents' House Fund, my Venmo information is at McTaggart Attack. Anyway, every Christmas, when I was living in Florida, I'd come home. Except for 2001. I came home during Thanksgiving instead of Christmas because of 9/11. You didn't need to know that. Anyway, so I'm up here in the Vermont, New Hampshire area, the Upper Valley, if you will. And I had driven down with my folks and my sister down to Massachusetts for a family Christmas party on Christmas Eve. And driving on the way back, we decided that we would go to the midnight mass. Makes sense, right? Christmas Eve, midnight mass, do it. Because we're Catholic, you know. So we go to the midnight mass, and I've, be honest, never liked going to church. Never. Always found it boring. But I never really paid attention. And I was 23 years old at this point. And I was thinking, this time, it's going to be different. I'm going to actually pay attention in church for the first time ever. See what it's all about. And I did. And I paid attention to the whole thing. I listened to what the priest had to say. I chanted along, sang along. And I have to tell you, though, in the middle of the Mass, I came to the realization that I no longer wanted to be Catholic. You ever go to a Catholic Mass and listen to what they say? Asking God to have mercy on them, take mercy on them, blah, 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 mercy, 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 have mercy on us, all that type of stuff. What the hell? How mean is God, for crying out loud? I'm just like listening to this, just, Christ have mercy, have mercy, have mercy. I'm like, what did we do? What did we do? What are we doing? What are you doing? I'm like standing around listening to everybody chanting along, and I'm thinking, are you guys even aware of what you're saying? I'm convinced that most people that go to a Catholic Mass have no idea what the hell they're actually chanting along with, or saying, or whatever. You ever listen to the words that go on at church? And I'm just standing there hearing all this, listening to this. I'm probably the only person in church that's actually listening. And I'm like, no, this is scary. This is horrifying. This it's like some sadomasochistic relationship that we have with God. Catholics must have this sort of sadomasochistic relationship with God or something. And I'm just like, no. I want no part of this. I want no part of this. So that was the last time, besides 2 funerals, that I went to a Catholic church, because I'm just like, I want nothing to do with this. If I'm not saying that I've given up on believing in God, because in the past couple of years, I've actually think of it more as the universe, I don't refer to it as God, I refer to it as the universe. I like to think that the universe loves me, and that's what I believe. And, I believe we're all part of the same universe and stuff. Like, I think I've read that in some self-help books, and I encourage other people to do the same. But I will tell you one thing, like, thinking that the universe loves you is completely opposite of wanting God to have mercy on you. What did you do? You were just born. You did nothing wrong. Do all Catholics think that they did something wrong? I mean, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you people? But yeah, all puns aside, it was that day, Christmas Eve night, Christmas morning, midnight, midnight mass, so it was technically Christmas, 20 years ago, that I decided I was not going to be Catholic anymore. And that is the story of why I, Kevin McTaggart, am no longer Catholic. Hey, thank you so much for watching and or listening to the podcast today. I really appreciate it. If you watched it on YouTube, please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and like the video. And if you listen to it on an audio podcast, please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to the podcast. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack Podcast is cooking.